Hey there, Albedo238 here again, and this is my cousin Travis back here.
What's up?
I'm about to do another comparison video. Yes, another one. I know, probably making too many, but you know, they just come up on top of my head, and I decided to go ahead and do this anyway. Now this is going to be talking about, kind of includes the Metroid Prime Trilogy, but rather than talking about all three games together, which you know, GameCube 53 already did. He already did a comparison between them in one of his Nintendo TV showdowns. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take the whole trilogy, the disc itself, you know, the whole trilogy, and compare it to Metroid Other M, with both of these games being on the Wii. Now, both offer the similar Metroid kind of experience of exploration and combat, so they both do that to their extents. But I have to say, when it comes down to it, the Metroid Prime Trilogy is overall better in my opinion. And probably in a lot of other people's opinions as well. Now, I will say that Metroid Other M probably takes Metroid back to the more classic roots of it, you know, being in kind of having a third-person view and such like that. And so it probably, in that essence, kind of brings it back to the classic style of Metroid. But I feel Metroid Prime, you know, while being in a first-person view, it actually overall feels much closer to the experience of collecting power-ups, you know, and getting health pickups from enemies. You know, like that's one thing that Metroid Other M they kind of took away in this game, is that if you've noticed. You know, if you played the game, you've already noticed that enemies, you know, you kill do not drop health power-ups anymore. Instead, you have to use a concentration system when you're low on health. And that to me is really stupid. You know, it refills your health in missiles, you know, so you don't have to like constantly kill enemies, but the fact you have to do it so low on health and when you're in dangerous situations, I don't know if that was such a good idea. So I think Metroid Prime Trilogy has the edge over it in that area. Then the other stupid thing about Metroid Other M is that you've also probably noticed if you played the game, is that Samus can only use power-ups when when Adam tells her to. You know, I don't mind the whole relationship thing between Samus and Adam. You know, the whole thing going on. But the fact she has to have Adam tell her when to use one of her power-ups is just, oh my gosh! What Nintendo or Tecmo, you know, Team Ninja, since you guys were the ones developing this, what were you thinking? Please tell me what you were thinking. Because you know your famed Ninja Gaiden series doesn't use that kind of system, and I don't know why you decided it would be a good idea for Samus to do it. I understand that unlike Ryu Hayabusa, Samus is in a power suit, you know, could probably regenerate stuff like that, but the fact she has to be regenerate health and such like that, and and has more room for power ups, but. What were you thinking, you know, in these ideas that you put into this game? Not to mention that there is a first-person view in Other M, but it's only used for firing missiles. You know, you have to point the Wii remote at the screen, and you basically hold the V button down to kind of look around, and then you press A to fire your beam, or you lock on to fire missiles. It works. But it's still dumb, you know. I kind of prefer the freedom to fire missiles whenever I want, which is what the Metroid Prime Trilogy does. And I know it's kind of unfair comparing three games to one game. But when you think about it, the Metroid Prime Trilogy, you know, while it is three separate games, they all follow in the same storyline, which is basically Samus trying to eradicate the threat of Phazon. And so that makes it viable, to me. At least it makes it a viable candidate to me to compare to Other M. Since both are supposed to offer the ultimate Metroid experience, at least in their own regards. But when it comes down to it, the Metroid Prime Trilogy just offers it better. The gameplay was smooth, you know, it works so well. You know, the sense of exploration is definitely there. You know, you definitely get a better feeling of isolation than you do in this game, because you know the whole storyline, you know, involving the Federation soldiers and Adam Malkovich, you know, definitely shows that Samus isn't all alone and such, and that kind of ruins the kind of experience. I guess you could say corruption is, you know, that you know in the trilogy kind of does that too, with you know getting you know, with the whole conversations you have with Federation soldiers and the Aurora units, but I still think it still works better, you know, because you still got the sense of exploration and such, and overall, just I think it holds more true to the actual Metroid, to the real Metroid experience, the classic Metroid experience, than Other M does. Anyway. That's all I can about say. You know, both the graphics are pretty good. I think Metroid Prime Trilogy offers better music. I'll say that's one other thing. Is yeah, don't mind my cousin. He's a jackass. Anyway, yeah, but Metroid Prime Trilogy definitely offers better music because there's not much music I get out of Other M. You know, there's not much I can tell us in the game. Usually it's very quiet and such, and I guess it tries to give you that feeling of, it tries to add that feeling of isolation, but it still fails in certain fronts, you know, and I don't know, it just doesn't work all that well to me. But it was Prime Trilogy, you know, everything creates ambiance, you know, the lighting, you know, and such, the sounds, you know, just everything just works so well. And in all that regard, I'd say Metroid Prime Trilogy is the superior game. Just in gameplay, you know, and the overall content as well. Because there's just a lot more content, especially with the trilogy, with being able to unlock artwork and stuff like that. It's just, you know, it's just an overall better experience. Other M, it was a nice attempt. I'll give it that much. It was a nice attempt for Nintendo to kind of try to give a story, give a deep story to Samus, and I guess it kind of worked. It succeeded at that, at least in my opinion. But as far as everything else, though, all the ideas that were put in it, just not executed that well, in my opinion. That's why I'm on the fence about it. Some of the stuff that was put in this game, yeah. So anyway, this is probably a short comparison. I didn't have too much to say, but this is probably going to be one of my quicker ones. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and till then, this is Albedo23 saying ciao.